more and more people are buying and holding Bitcoin on their own hardware wallet, self-custody wallet, mobile wallet, browser wallet, whatever it may be. More and more people are taking out of the exchanges, and that's good. That is what this is showing. You could see that line since 2021. We've been going down and down and down and down and down. We're back to 2017 levels. And the way we are going right now, it's going to go way lower. So even the supply on exchanges is dropping dramatically. The overall supply is dropping because of the long-term holders accumulation. More than 95% of Bitcoin has not moved within the last month. And just looking at long-term holders, I believe the cutoff is 1 year. We're at over 76%. So vast majority of Bitcoin is being held and not being traded. So do you have any wonder why it's so strong? Especially versus the alts. Because no one wants to trade it. No one wants to get rid of it right now. Why would you do so? Right? No one is looking to get rid of Bitcoin right now. And if you are, then you're misinformed that you don't really understand. You do need to understand in order to hodl and accumulate long term. And that's how you win with the game of Bitcoin. I just told you back in 2015, you could have bought Bitcoin for $160, right? Of course, hindsight is 2020. How many of you guys would not have loved to gone all in at $160, right? Or even $3,000. $3,000 hit in 2018. $3,000, $3,800 hit in 2020. That was just 3 years ago. How many of you guys would have liked to gone all in at 4,000 Bitcoin, right? It's always going to be the case. There will always be people that tell you it's going to go lower, and it may go lower. But Bitcoin is a long-term game. Don't try to outsmart the markets, because when you do, you will get wrecked. Ignore the FUD, ignore everything. Basically, just DCA long-term with Bitcoin. That's the winning recipe. That's really the strategy, but no one really wants to hear that. People just want to trade and try to time top and bottoms. No one really wants to hold it long-term, but realizing just holding for 5 years will make you substantial wealth. Just by holding 5 years, it's not even that long. If you stretch it out to 10 years, you're making life-changing wealth with Bitcoin. If you held Bitcoin for 10 years, going back to 2013, you're a billionaire already. So think about that. Last night, those of you guys that were up, you noticed that Bitcoin jumped up to 29,000 all of a sudden right here. Boom, right? Just went up. Now we're back to a lower level. But I was wondering, hey, what was going on last night? Right? Maybe some whale decided to buy in anticipation that a Bitcoin ETF is going to be coming right around the corner, right? So that is what everyone is waiting for right now. It's getting hot. This is the hot topic. Everyone wants to talk about Bitcoin spot ETFs. When is the approval and how high will Bitcoin go? Right? Well, here's another prediction. Bitcoin could rise or surge up to $73,000 if ETFs are approved. And that could be coming right around the corner. The next application is ARKs, which is, I believe, next month. This month, everything's have been delayed. Next month will be ARKs, and we will see. We will see. There will be another, right? Another anticipation. And grayscales. Let's not forget Grayscale's conversion. I don't hear enough people talk about Grayscale's trust conversion to spot Bitcoin ETF. There's basically there's no stopping it. I think they have free rein to do so. I mean, if the SEC didn't want them to do it, they would appeal, but they didn't because there's nothing else they could do. They can't appeal when they have no excuses left. So, that could also come anytime. It could come even before ARK Invest, their application So, again, around the corner, we're kind of waiting. One day, we're going to wake up and hopefully Cointelegraph reports the right news saying, Grayscale's trust has now been converted to Bitcoin ETF, or the very first Bitcoin ETF has been approved, right? And we will see that pump to 30,000 and beyond, right? And it may just keep going all the way to $73,000 to a new high even before the halving event. And then imagine when we get to the halving event, what's going to happen afterwards, right? Man, we're like just right there. We're so close. So close. Definitely a time not to be giving up and not to be fearful. And, here's the other thing that will help drive Bitcoin up to 73,000 and beyond. There are still a ton of people shorting. As of, I guess today, if you're looking at the longs and shorts, there are actually more people shorting Bitcoin. 50.69% people are shorting versus going long. People are just waiting to get wrecked. That's what's happening right now, okay? These traders, using their leverage, think they can outsmart the market. That's usually when they lose everything or lose enormous amounts of crypto. You can't outsmart the market. You could look at charts and look at lines and look at moving averages and indicator and signals all day long. We get another news about spot Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin will be driven higher and all these shorts are going to be liquidated and wrecked, right? You can't predict external factors. You can't predict when a war breaks out. You can't predict when a spot Bitcoin ETF is going to get approved. You can't predict a lot of things, macro stuff and micro stuff that can drive markets up and down, right? This is just going to end badly, but for us that are long-term holders, it's good because this will have a positive effect when they get liquidated. They get liquidated, we're going to get a short squeeze. It's going to cause us to go even higher. It's more like, ammunition for us bulls, right? It's like throwing a jug of, gasoline on the campfire. It causes an immediate explosion. That is what is going to happen.